Good afternoon, morning, folks. Mike Wells, your world explorer, and today we're at the St. Sebastian River Preserve State Park. There's a map of the whole state park, but we are in the bottom right quadrant, which is the blue trail. We actually entered through here, came all the way up this way, traveled up this trail, and parked right there. Where we're going is back here to do some shell hounding. So let's get to it. Now, what you'll see out here are some fantastic scenes of the environment. What you're looking at straight ahead right there is the Eliade pine, better known as Pinus eliade. But those are the better pines out here. You'll see a decent amount of them. Every time they do these controlled burns, though, they seem to thin out the population further, which is something I disagree with, but needless to say, it's for the better, the greater good. Supposedly it helps produce better lands, flat lands and whatnot for the scrub jay. I'm not sure the scrub jay is so endangered anymore, but they have plenty of lands to live on now, so they might want to reconsider getting rid of all the forests and all the pine wood and all of the live oaks, the southern live oaks and the Florida live oaks, because those biomes are truly magnificent. There's some live oaks right there. Now we're just going to go through here, and on our way to our shell hounding location, we will go ahead and spot flowers and anything else that we can see. Now look at this. Look at these flowers. Very beautiful wildflowers. Look at this. This is a big gopher tortoise den, and it is active. I don't know if there's a tortoise in there. Let's just take a look. I don't think I see one. I don't hear one either. So he's either in there deep or just out foraging right now. Let's just keep going. We'll spot some other flowers along the way, I'm pretty sure. And this is going to be quite the hike, so I don't know if I'll be able to talk the whole way, but I definitely want to capture the scenes for you. And then when we get to the actual location, that's where we'll do most of the video capture. So I'm going to go ahead and move up there. And we were walking up, and I spotted this cactus. This, I believe, is indigenous, but that is a really cool cactus. Look at the form on that one. These produce some really pretty bright yellow flowers when they produce. So keep your eyes open for those. We're just going to keep heading forward. All right, I can't travel too far, it seems, without spotting something worth taking pictures of. Look at these guys. These flowers are nice. Just some yellow flowers. Very cool. Now we're going to keep heading up, but you see the scene, the views. Look at these flowers. Look at the green scenery. Look at the trees in the distance, the blue sky, the sunniness, and the clouds. Such a majestic view today. I am really blessed to be out here today. This is one of the best days I could have chosen to be out here, because it's been raining literally every day for the past few months. So to be out here while it's not raining is rare during this time of the year. Now, I would capture more about these pines, especially the pines that are down, but we're going to skip that today. I got a lot of videos that already cover the benefits of the Eliade pine and what kind of wood is in there. Now, I can simply tell you about it, but inside of the Eliade pine is a pine core, which is filled with resin, turpentine resin to be exact, and a lot of people find that wood to be gemmy. And it's beautiful golden colored. Sometimes they're red, sometimes they're bronze, sometimes they're copper, you name it. They come in all kinds of colors. So keep your eyes peeled for that kind of stuff if you're a woodhound. Look at these interesting bushes out here. I wonder if this is a tree that where the seeds got supplanted out here. Wow. Look at those flower bundles, I would say. Is that what that is? Yeah, that's probably going to be, either it was a bunch of flowers, or it's going to be, or it's just the berries now. I don't know. Beautiful scenery. We're going to keep heading up, folks, but look at this. That is such a fantastic view. You can come out here and just enjoy the views. It's such a magical experience, in my opinion. Now there's some indigenous edible berries too. Look at that, right there. See them purple berries? Look at those. Those are edible, and they are literally all over the place. So if you ever get lost, that's something you could eat. Now I don't know how many you can eat before you start to have maybe some digestive issues, but look, they're all over back there. Look at that. Purple berries everywhere. See them? Let's get close. You'll also find blackberries, but not this time of the year. Look over this way. More amazing purple berries. Oh, there goes a scrub jay. I don't know if you saw that, but that's why they are destroying so much of the pine forests and the pine lenses to accommodate the scrub jay. I'm a non-interventionist when it comes to nature. I believe nature will solve its own problems. So if we could just restore the lands back to their natural contours, nature will solve all the other problems for us. Yeah, we might be able to give nature a push by trying to restore some of the places faster with some of the flora, but the fauna will go to their natural habitats on their own. We're looking around and we're seeing a lot of beauty. There's some interesting berries back there. I'm not sure what those are. It's not the buttonwood, or I'm sorry, not the buttonwood, but it's not the Brazilian pepper. It's something else. So we're gonna keep heading up. Man, I don't want to take the camera away from all these opportunities. Look at this, huh? These new pine woods coming out of the side up here. Look at that. See all the new pines coming along. I hope they don't do any prescribed burns, because that's how they destroy these saplings. You can tell some of the pines in the distance, like that one right there, had to fight for its space under the sun, most likely years ago. Today, not so much. It's the dominator. It's the survivor. There's some of the pine cores right there. That's some prized wood, folks. Gem wood. That's what the foreigners from, not the Middle East, but Asia, they call that gem wood. So many berries. Ah, I just have to capture this. I just want you to see. Do yourselves a favor and don't worry about starving this time of the year, because there are so many of these berries. Wow. Look all over back there. See that? Just incredible amounts of these berries. Everywhere. Look, they're in front of us. I mean, right in front of us. Beautiful berries. Let's get on out. We'll keep heading what would be due north on this trail, the blue trail. Now, I love being out here. This is my, if I could just be a nomad, that's what I would do. This is where I find peace, serenity, solitude. This is how I become grateful again, because these are all the treasures. This is the fruit of our environment. Wow, look at that scene right there. So incredible. So this environment is God. God produced this, and in abundance too, so that we could enjoy. I'm not sure if he produced it just for us to enjoy, but I certainly know how to enjoy it. This is what I enjoy now. I come out, I bring water, I have my backpack on, I bring a little bit of bug spray for the mosquitoes in case they're bad. Right now they're probably not going to come out and attack me because it's a little windy. Wow, the scenery is just so good. Look at this. Look at this Eliade pine right here. This thing really has its own thing going on. But that's how they start off, and then they start to look like this, more of the adolescent stage. Oh, we found a blue trail sign. Very cool. Now we're going to cross a different trail that's going to take us back to where we want to go. We're going to cross paths with it, and we're going to deviate from this current trail. But that's not for a while. So we're going to just keep heading this way. Very interesting scenery. It's just so green and so lush out here right now. It's been raining, like I said, it's been raining for a while, a few months, and we haven't had the persistent downpours that we usually have down during this time of the year, but we've had decent amounts of rain for sure. It hasn't been like tropical storm deluge type of downpours, which I'm grateful for, because that kind of weather causes problems. Right now it's very disciplined amounts of rain. Look at this, beautiful, beautiful pines. Look at these guys over here. I love to see the pine heads start to form. They really look neat. the size of that oak over there in the distance, right in the center of the camera. It's a pretty decent oak, and it's been growing there unobstructed. Basically, it hasn't had to fight for its space under the sun. But an oak like that, that thing will get probably twice that size, maybe bigger. We're just going to keep heading this way. There's just a lot to see. There's a different type of pine. I don't really know the name of that pine right there, but I've seen them in different locations. Right here at this location, it's not prevalent. Now, you can tell they've been dropping new material down here on the ground. Every now and again, when you come to spots like this material will have shells or fossils in it, and it's worth just kind of scouting around to see what's in there. Now today, I'm just going to keep my eyes open. Oh, nice butterfly. I'm just going to keep my eyes open, but if I see something amazing, I'll stop and pick it up, and I'll show you. But not today. We're going to go up there. Okay, I was traveling, and all of a sudden I saw the flower. So this is that awesome cactus, right? But look at the flower it produces. Super bright yellow, beautiful cactus flower. Holy smokes. Tell me that's not incredible. Just so pretty. So pretty. And it only lasts like a day. I kid you not. Kid you not. All right, we're gonna keep going. All right, we are past those trees. Now we're gonna pass that bend and see what's up there. On our way up that way, I spotted some interesting stuff over here. These are called dwarf oaks. Now they look like just like a hedge, if you will, or just like a shrub, but they're very dwarfed, and they take forever to get this size. They take years and years. This is one type. I think there's 4 in total out here, and they will produce acorns at some point. Yeah, you can see the acorn flowers. They're starting to, or at least the buds right there. So yeah, very interesting. These are, surprised more folks don't have these in their yards. Basically nobody knows about them, but I try to expose people to the possibilities. That'd be a great indigenous foliage for your yard if you live around these areas in Florida. We're gonna go up here and take a left and just stay on the trail. Right, I was traveling up. We're almost, but look at these guys. They just look so cool. They're really pretty colors. Almost like a maroon, a light colored maroon. You'll see these different types of grass and grains out here. They're just natural. We're gonna go up. Very featureless land up here, but we will probably still spot some interesting stuff, so I'll keep you in tune with that. We're gonna go up to that bend. Get it to that bend, we'll cross up to that bend. All right, we're gonna keep heading on this trail. At some point, I need to converge with the specific trail that I've been looking for. All right, we have made it to the intersection point, and I'm gonna show you. You have these farmlands on the left, which are part of the park, but I believe they are leased out to cattle farmers. I could be wrong though. These lands, there might be breaks in the fence. So these lands are a little different, but we're gonna keep heading this way. Now I need to double check my map real quick and then we can go from there. Okay, we are just gonna stay on the tried and true path because this apparently goes off that way and then cuts right back in. So we'll just stay on this path here. Look at the scenery though. It's pretty nice. We got a lot of nice pinelands coming up here, so I'm really excited about that. We get to view some of that soon. So I'm gonna keep heading up this way and then I'll show you what else is up ahead. Wow, so this road also has, look at that. It has shells in it. Let's pull this out and see what it is. Oh, wow, that is a very interesting looking shell. Wow, that's cool. So apparently this road is made up of a lot of that shell material that was pulled out of a quarry around here somewhere. So if you look over here on the sides, when it rains, it reveals quite a bit of shell material. So keep your eyes peeled if you're traveling on these roads and you're looking for shells and you're doing a bunch of shell hounding, because you will find shells. I'm gonna keep heading up. Oh wait, this is awesome. I spot some flowers, but they're not indigenous. They're not indigenous. So I am going to have to bypass them and well, wait a minute. Let's double check. No, those are not indigenous. Those were brought here. I forget the name of those, but they're not one that I really want to cover, so we'll just keep heading this way. And once I get up to the pine woods, I'll show you that. All right, I was going along and I found this one shell here that looks interesting. See that? Let's go ahead and zoom in. Look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. So let's do that. Ready? Let's see what we got. So it's like a part of a shell, but yeah, that's what's out here. Pretty cool. I'm walking and I saw this. See? Look at that. That looks like a shell for sure. Let's pull it up. Oh, it's pretty big. Holy smokes. Dang. Bro, like, that's crazy. I'm leaving it behind because I don't need any more shells. But if you guys want, that's what's out here. So I'm gonna keep spotting them and I'll show you. Oh wow, look at this bone. What kind of a, that looks like the bone of a, that's like a vertebra bone. That's an interesting, cool looking find. Wow. I wonder what kind of animal this belongs to. That's cool. You'll find stuff like that out here too. You'll find antlers. You'll find all kinds of stuff. Shells, like turtle shells even. So unless I see something like truly, like, yeah. See that? Gosh, I can't escape this spot. There's just so many shells on this road. Look at that. Wow. This is a neat looking shell. I don't think I have many of these. Well, I'm just gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it. There's so much opportunity though. Look at these roads. Like, miles of this stuff. So, yeah. We're almost to the pinelands. Look at that. Look at that scenery. Beautiful. Look at that pine right there. It's just so commanding. It's so beautiful out here. There are the pine woods right there. Now these are sparse, probably because they've done controlled burns out here in the past, and you can imagine what that does to the young saplings. But it's here, and at least they're not like bulldozing it like they do everywhere else. That right there is not supposed to look like that. It really isn't. So we're just gonna keep heading up on the trail. We're almost to our destination, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, the scene out here on the right is just so unique. I'll meet you up there. Okay, up there is now right here. So look. What do you see? I'm trying to focus, but there's the deer. There's two of them. I need to keep a steady hand. See how close they'll allow me to get. There's one. Let's see how close I can get again. Just kind of walking slow. Alright, they're up there in the pasture now. All in the woods. I don't know if you can see that, but I see it right here. Let's zoom in. Right in there. She's in the shadow. Can you see her? Oh yeah. Now they're taking off because they see me. Really cool though, huh? Got to see some white-tailed deer. Some Florida white-tailed deer. Yep. There's the one. Just hanging out. That's so cool. Bye, buddy. Man, that's rare. I don't really ever see deer that often, but when I do, it's a treat. Yeah, they like these pinelands. They love to hang out in these areas. So we're gonna keep heading up on the trail, and if I see anything else, I'll definitely show you. These pinelands are really nice, in my opinion. Very serene, very beautiful scene. Look at that. Look at that pine right there. That pine genuinely had to fight for its space under the sun. You can tell because it has a lot of character, and it's a little older than every one of the pines around it. These pines that are featureless and grow straight up, they didn't have to fight. They might have had to fight to survive the wild, what's it called? Not the wild, but the prescribed burns. But other than that, no, they didn't have to fight for their space under the sun. So we're pretty close to our destination. I'm gonna meet you up there. There's a hawk. What's it doing? Where's it going? They were hanging out over here in the oak somewhere. It's a cool oak. This one's a little older. It's been here a while, you can tell, because it has a lot of air plants. The ones with the ferns all over the branches are the oldest and the least affected by human interaction. We are now up further, and look at these pines out here. It's just so majestic and so serene and peaceful. Oh, look at that. All burnt. See how the old tree right there has to struggle now because it got charred? Yeah, your park manager is responsible for that. Yep. So we'll keep heading off this way, and if I see something, I'll show it to you. Beautiful scene, but I see some shells in the road. So let's look, see what we got. What's this? See that? Oh, that was nothing. Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Is that an olive shell? Yeah, look at that, that's an olive shell. Not bad, eh? Come and get it. Oh, look at those shells. Whoa, look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at the size of this olive shell. It's missing its very tip, but still, that's a cool find. And look at that. I think that's just a clam fragment. It's got some interesting colors. What else can we spot? This seems to be a rich area. I see something else right there. What is that, a clam? That looks like a clam, so let's just, there it is, yeah, that's a clam fragment. Huh. So yeah, some shells. We're almost to our destination, so we'll keep heading on this road. Beautiful sight, really interesting scenery. It does kind of look interesting after the burns, when they do these prescribed burns. I don't know. Not pretty interesting, but sometimes there will be fields of flowers that, because they're the most rapid growing flowers that come up, and the whole landscape will be covered in those flowers. So that's probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen happen after a prescribed burn, is fields of beautiful flowers. Other than that, they're just kind of treacherous, to be honest. That looks way better in my opinion. All right, we're gonna keep heading up on this road. All right, we are further along, but you'll see a wide open space here on the right, and this is where it's aqueous, so there's a bunch of water in there. Now, I'm not going to go in there today, but sometimes if you want to view something like that, you can up close. And what you'll find during different times of the year are lots of interesting flowers. Very, very exciting. You just really never know what kind of flowers you're going to find. But you see the giant hole. That's basically like a pond, if you will. I'll keep heading up, but look at this scene. So pretty. That poor pine right there is tilted from some wind at some point during its life. Huh. I guess the wind is just moving those. You will find hogs out here. I'll show you what to look for when I see it. We're gonna go up there. I was walking and I saw this thing sticking out of the road. I know exactly what this is. This is from the Eliade pine. Okay, so this is a jumbled spot. It's basically a knot, but it's a resin wood knot, so a gem wood knot. That these tend to be kind of heavy, but you can see what we're looking at here. It's got a lot of color, but this, when you find these, it's worth keeping if you want it for woodworking. But here in the parks, they don't want you taking any wood, so it's like, all right, whatever. Some parks you can, depends on what you're doing, if you're camping or what kind of permissions you have from the, park manager. I don't know, it's very complicated. But I've been stopped before and they told me that I can't collect wood, so I don't collect wood. I want to, but I don't get to look at it. Anyhow, we're at a beautiful sight to see. Looks like this is where the blue trail continues. That's what we're on right now. I'll meet you up there. Very beautiful scene. Something about a curving dirt road like this. Look at this though. These flowers over here, you'll see these. I can't wait to see these in full bloom. Look. Very cool looking flowers. These get big and poofy. They're just so cool. Look at that. Real nice and poofy looking. There will be huge amounts of them too. Right now there's just a few, but down the road later on there will be a lot more than a few. What am I looking at right here? Look at this. Somebody, wow, look at that shell. It's got like a crown to it. It's like a king crown almost. Really nice. If you want it, I'm just gonna leave it right here. You can come get it. Beautiful scene here. Pine tree. Wow. We're almost there, guys. Now these pine trees here are responsible for the big pine cones that you find in Florida. Okay? Now when I say big, they really do sometimes get really big. And I mean big, but this one is just a good example as to what big infers. So it's this one's kind of big. This is a little older too, so it's kind of beaten up, but you can find really good ones if that's what you're looking for. All right, we've made it up. There's a fork in the road. You'll see the service vehicles only sign. Basically, that just means no vehicles allowed through here that are not service vehicles. And this is the actual trail. Now this trail goes this way and then cuts back through there and goes through back that way. There's a little link to it, but it takes us to our spot. But I don't want to do that. I want to go this way because it takes us to our spot faster. So that's what we'll do. Beautiful scene. Look at that. So fantastic. We're just heading up on this road here. I'll meet you up there past that pine. Folks, we are past that pine, and I saw something over here that I was interested in reviewing. Okay, so here we are. That looks like a moon shell remnant, which is cool. But look at this thing. Look at this. Look at this giant. Well, it's not giant, but it's pretty big. It's a pretty big knobbed whelk. Really nice. Wow. Man, I'm so tempted to take those with me. You can collect these shells. I've spoken to the state of Florida Park Services, and that's not a problem. Look at this. Holy smokes. Oh! That's a, wow, that's a, an olive shell right there. It's kind of big, missing its top, but hey, all that stuff's out here for you. It's really just here in the road, and that's crazy. But the spot we're going to is up ahead here, very close. And I just can't escape this road. I see some more stuff. This is what we're gonna be hunting for anyway, so why not? Look at that. It's one of them crown shells, but smaller. Look at that. That's pretty crazy. That's a nice looking crown shell. Really good. That's worth taking. Let's do this. We'll keep walking. I mean, I'm probably gonna see more stuff because this ground is just loaded with shells. Look at, man, look at this shell. What is that, a cut ribbed arc? That's like that's an arc shell or a cockle. I don't know, one of the two. It can't be a cockle, so it's got to be a ribbed arc. And then there's these big clam shells. Look at this. This is like a clam half. I don't know if anybody really cares for those, but those are out here. I've seen a few already. What's this? What is this? This is like some type of a, I don't even know, crustacean. It's different. All out here, folks. Crazy. Just in the road. We're not even to our spot yet. All right, I'll meet you up there. All right, folks, look at this area. We're pretty close to our destination, where we're gonna be looking for some shells. Wow. I'll meet you right up there. Well, I was trying to meet you up there, but I'm seeing some shells along the way here. Look at that. Look at that shell right there. That is a nice little knob whelk. In pretty good shape. I think it was bigger, but it's broken down over time a little bit. What else can we spot? Oh, what's this? Oh, that was a fragment of a moon shell. Let's see what we got up here. I see all kinds of stuff on the ground. Look at this. Look at that one. Dang, I'm seeing a lot of these. That is a very nice one. Wow. Dang, if you want this, I'm just gonna set it down. Maybe I'll put it out of the way of the tire marks so it doesn't get crushed. That's there for you. Look at that, another olive shell right there. It's a nice olive shell. It's not in perfect condition, but it's still not terrible. What else we got out here? Wow. Now this olive shell is pretty close to perfect. Wow. The only thing that's wrong is that tip. But still, it makes it easy to clean. So nice. Wow. So if you're trying to get these shells, know that they're out here. I wonder what we're gonna run into up there, because that's the spot we're supposed to go to. I don't know what to expect because it's been years since I've been out here. Look at this. Wow. Holy smokes. Gosh, look at the size of this shell. Whew. That's a good knob whelk. I mean, look at the color. That's really good. I'm setting it aside. Have fun. Man, I just see olive shells. They seem to be really abundant at this spot right here. I'm curious as to why. Hopefully, this area back here still has shells, like a lot of them. I can't imagine it wouldn't. Look at that shell. It's a nice olive shell. They seem to all be missing the tips. Whoa, look at the size of this olive shell. All missing the tips though. That's really odd. I don't know what causes that. Maybe it was just the natural motion of the waves during a time in which these guys were alive, when they were crashing up on the beaches and stuff. It caused them to wear away. I don't know. This has been where I've been able to find the shells in the past, all back here. So let's have a good look. Wow, I think it's all still here. Oh, no way. There's some stuff there. This is where they take material from to put on the roads. That's what makes sense. And then, holy smokes. Okay, so we got this spot over here. We're going to check, and then that over there, we're gonna check, okay? So let's see what we can go find. All right, so I'm gonna start on this end. This is, oh man, this is so exciting. It's been so long since I've been out here. I wonder how many shells are available. You know, I just have a feeling there are gonna be a lot of shells. Look at this one. This thing is huge. This is one of those king, I don't know if it's a knobbed whelk or a king crown or what. That's sick though, huh? Wow. I have a feeling I'm gonna find some shells I might not have. So let's look folks, these piles. gosh, they're gonna be everywhere. Look at this. My gosh. Okay, so how can I gotta show this one to you. Right here, boom. Look at that. I mean, it's got some damage, but still, it's here. Really cool. Let's see what else we can spot. So if you get I want to show you close up so you know what you're looking at. See all these little shells? If you're into little shells, there's trillions probably. Here's a cut-ribbed arc right there. Ooh, look at this shell. These are awesome. Look how smooth that is. These will shine up. Once you clean them, they are just naturally shiny. This is so good. Dang, I so want to keep this, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna put it there. Look at all these clam fragments and all these whelks. Look at this. I am gonna find an unprecedented amount of shells, folks. Look at these clam fragments. That was from a big clam. Whew. Can you imagine the size of that clam? All right, so let's keep our eyes peeled. What do we want to find is the question, because now we are in the mother lode as far as shell material goes. And when I say mother lode, I really mean it. Look at this. This is a piece of a whelk. That's so cool. Look at this whelk. Oh man. Yeah, it's not a complete specimen, but it's still a shell that has the spiral. What can we spot up here? What can we spot up here, folks? I'm sure you're seeing all kinds of stuff. Oh, you want to see something rare? Okay, I am not gonna leave this behind, but you see that? That is a little coral pocket rock. So this is small star coral, but hey, it's very unique and pretty. It's going right in my pocket, folks. That's rare, and that's worth me keeping. At least it's rare for me. Look, I think there's even possibly more right there. What's that? No, that's not small star coral. That's just a very holy piece of either shell or rock. Interesting. You'll find oysters out here too. See, that's an oyster. A bunch of oysters right there. Who knows if you can find a pearl? I've never actually found a pearl, nor would I even be looking for them because they're so rare that next to impossible to find. You gotta kind of just stumble upon it, to be honest. What did we just spot? Look at this. Something through here. Look at that. You know what this is? It is also rare, but maybe not out here. It's a very nice moon shell. Holy smokes. Very good. That's for y'all if you want it. I don't even have to look hard, folks. I'm just surface checking. Not even doing anything really. And we're gonna just keep finding. Holy smokes, what's this? What is that? Dang it, I thought that was gonna be a full moon shell. Some of these moon shells are awesome. Some of them are big. The concentration of shells will be stronger in different parts of these piles. Oh, what do we find over here? What's that? Is that just an oyster? Yeah, I think that's an oyster right there. Yay. I mean, that's cool, but you can find oysters at the grocery store. Oh, nope, I didn't find anything there. What are we looking at now? You see the sediment has been brought up, and you'll find, like I said, you'll find billions of these tiny shells. Look at this. Look at that right there. All kinds of different shells just in this little spot. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy, folks. Unprecedented amount of shells. Look at this shell. That's a cut-ribbed arc, I think. Looks kind of nice. See? Up close. People like those. I also find those at the beach, so they're more of a contemporary type of shell. I'm looking for the stuff that you can't find at the beach. I mean, you can find the whelks at the beach, but they're very beat up, and they're basically coming from the layer that all of this came out of. The layer under the ground that all of this came out of, that's actually exposed out there in the ocean. The coquina and all that. So look at this. Oh my gosh. What in the whole, wait. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so this was perceivably close to perfect, okay? Look at the tip though. Dang it. Close to perfect on that olive shell. Here's another shell. It's just a clam. But you saw what I saw? You saw that? You saw that. I know you did. I know you did. Oh my gosh. Dang it. Okay, so had this remained whole, this thing would have been pretty big. Pretty big. Gosh dang, that would have been such an amazing piece. Whew. That's for someone to keep. I'm not gonna lie, if I find an extra huge shell, I'm probably taking it. Probably taking it. Let's look over here. Let's look behind all these little bushes. I see a lot of white back here. What do we got? Wow. Lots of layers. Look at that. I know you see it. I know you see it. Whew. Let's go look, see what we got. Dang it. Dang it, what a fake out. Still though, you know it's here. You know it's gonna be here. Oop, no, that was just a tree branch my foot hit. Okay, so let's look around here. Look around here, look up. Look at those layers. Now these are piles that were dumped here, folks. So these layers, this isn't natural, these layers. This is just the layers in which they were dumped. You know, it's crazy. Look at this. The shell material just kind of stays on top. Isn't that something? I like finding these little mud looking ball things because they're hard, they're super hard. It's mostly like a sand nugget, if you will. These are cool. Sometimes you cut into them and they have crystals. It's like a geode almost. Well, yeah, basically like it is a geode. Okay, let's look around here. I can see some cockles, some cockle pieces. Like this is a fragment of a cockle, so you know you'll find those out here. I'm not sure what the chances of you finding them intact are, but you know they exist, at least in this material. I'm trying to, let's get over here. I gotta get up and over this pile. Oh, Okay, look what I found. That is an old moon shell. This one could have been really big at one point, but wore away. What is that? Is that a big clam piece? See what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's just a fragment of a clam. It's thick. It's really thick. Let's move over this way. Here's a, nope, that's nothing. Just a clam fragment. Let's see what else we can find over here. What's that? What is that right there? It feels pretty whole. Oh yeah, it might be something. Yes. Yes. Well, it was almost a whole shell, but hey, it's definitely a moon shell. Beautiful. I saw another one over here, I think. Just a fragment, spiral. Those are worth keeping. What is that? What is that? Oh, oh, it's a whelk. It's not complete, but hey, that's cool. That's worth keeping. I see another. I don't know if you see that. Let's try to zoom in. Boom, there's another moon shell right there. Folks, it's kind of hot out here, so I might need to sip some water here in a minute, but holy smokes, this is the moon spot. Look at that. We need to find a whole moon shell that is like, because this one was huge. See how much of it is worn off? I got the salt from my sweat getting into my eyes, so I need to take a break. All right, I took my break and I looked down at my breaking spot and I saw this. So let's see what this is. Let's figure it out together. All right, I think this is just a moon shell fragment, but still. Let's look over here. This is the end of our pile that is on the right. There's no telling how many shells are actually in the piles. All we're doing is surface checking. Okay, look here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I think this is a perfect, maybe possibly a perfect moon shell. Okay, what's that back end look like? Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's pretty close. It's intact. That's for y'all. If you want it. What's this over here? What is this? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Look at that. That's a great find. Wow. This one's in exceptional condition. I'm just going to toss it back up there. Whew. Sorry if I'm getting a little short on these covers. I'm just sweating profusely right now because it's very hot out here and the air isn't really touching me except for when I step outside of the piles. But this place is awesome. This place is awesome. We're gonna go over to there now. First, I want to kind of go up here. Let's look on top just to see if there's anything on top of the piles, because I've never actually been on top over here. Yeah, so you'll find stuff on top here too. So look at that. It's just fragment stuff, but yeah, I guess it's gonna be all over the place wherever these piles exist. I see a lot of that Brazilian pepper. Those are weeds. That stuff grows so fast. It doesn't belong here. So we're gonna go over to the other piles over there. I'll meet you over there. Okay, I was gonna just go over there, but holy smokes, I'm finding finding stuff. Holy smokes, look at this thing. This is a different type of shell. I don't know what the name of this is, but it looks like a giant one of those king crown shells. It's just a fragment, but still. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Oh, here's another one, another shell here. You could cut these. You could cut these either parallel or perpendicular. Parallel being up and down, perpendicular being like that. And you could do spirals or whatever. I mean, really cool stuff that comes out of those shells. What do we got over here? Look, there's material all over the place back here. Look at this. This is a lightning whelk. Yes! We found a lightning whelk. Holy smokes, these ones are so fire. They're so nice. And they're like kind of brittle compared to the knobbed whelk, but hey, this is a nice one. Wow, this one's in pretty decent condition. I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do. I'm gonna leave that for one of you. There's another something right back there. Look at that. I think that's a knobbed whelk. Only reason I'm not going back there is because of these guys right here. Horrible. There's a whole bunch of them too. It's just guarding those shells. It's crazy. Okay, let's keep looking. I gotta keep my eyes peeled for all kinds of stuff. Look at that. Another nice whelk. Wow, this one is neat. Whew. Look how long it is. It's kind of elongated a bit. Let's go over here. This is just shell city. Shells everywhere. Everywhere. They put, I don't know where this material came from, but I suspect it was close. Probably from Canal 54. If you look over this way, Canal 54 is just past those trees. I kid you not. I'm looking. What can I see? I can see this right here. That's what I can see. Okay, so this was close to perfect. Really close to perfect. Nice olive shell. But I'm gonna keep it back here for one of you guys. I mean, after it downpours, it just exposes more and more shells. Literally. Just shells constantly pouring out of these piles. What is this? What is that? It's just a ugly rock. Concretion, probably. I don't see any crystals or anything, so. All right, let's see. Let's keep our eyes open. See what we can spot. Wow, look at the extent to which the pile is. I think there's a gopher tortoise hanging out over here. Let's go say hi to him. That's crazy. I know you see it. You can't not see that. There's so much dirt over here. So this looks more like dirt. It's either a rabbit hole or a gopher tortoise hole. Yeah, so that's probably a gopher tortoise hole. Look, he's just chilling in there, burrowed deep. All this though probably has a lot of shells in there. It's got a lot of grass too, so they would have to start digging out where this grass is to really be able to get at the shells. Let's keep going. Okay, so I want to start off over here. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to go along the side here and keep our eyes open. What can we find? All right, here's one already. Dang, look at that. Look at that. I know you're seeing a lot of the same types of shells, but still. Wherever you go throughout Florida, you will find different types of shells. It's just how it is. Yeah, there's some critters burrowing through this stuff. Look, we're on the shell material again. So much. What do we got here? Oh, look what I see. Man, that is worth keeping. Holy smokes. Look at this baby. This is a baby lightning whelk. Man, it is in such good condition. Very nice. Ooh, I'm tempted to keep that, but hey, look at this. Oh yeah, this is an olive shell that isn't complete. But still, that was a cool find. Here's another olive shell right here. See? This one's missing its top. This one would have been in pretty good condition. What else can we spot? I got my eyes peeled. I'm trying to find it. Trying to find these shells. What's this? Oh. Oh yeah. That's gonna be a moon shell. Look at that. It's in pretty okay condition, but it's not, it's missing a little bit of it. Let's walk up here real quick. I want to see what's going on right here. Okay, so it dumps out that way. Probably find a bunch of stuff on top over here too, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to stay down here. I don't want to get on top of these piles because they're a little bit different. Oh, look, found another king crown. Look at that. You can't see the crown barely at all, but still, it's a good shell. It's in pretty good condition with the exception of the top. Okay, we're gonna walk through this way. You gotta keep your eyes peeled for sand spurs out here. These sand spurs, they stick onto your shoes and stuff. Oh, look at this. Boom. Look at the size of this one. Huh? That's kind of nice, kind of big. It's unique in its features. It looks like it's been worm chewed a little bit. Cool. Look over here. Oh, please tell me. Please tell me. I know you see it. I know you see it. Oh my gosh, this layer, this layer has gajillions of shells. Look at them all. All these little shells right here. You're gonna find a big one here and there, but look. There it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, there's another one jutting out right there. Folks, we're gonna do this right now. We're gonna pull these shells out. Let's hope Let's hope we got some big ones. Ready? Oh man, look at that. Look, this is a lightning whelk, okay? So, dang it, it's too bad that it wasn't big, because this, the way you know it's a lightning whelk is the ear opens up to the left. Knob whelks, the ear opens up to the right. That's how you know, okay? So this was a sweet find, but it wasn't what we wanted. Now let's go over here, see what we got. Oh man, look at the size of this. This one looks like it might be big. Oh, schnizaps. God dang, this thing is massive. Holy smokes, and it's a knobbed whelk. It's in pretty good condition too. Holy smokes, man, I'm so sad because I'm gonna leave this thing for one of y'all. Come and get it. Oh my God, can't believe I'm leaving that. Whew. Amazing. This place is sick. Just look how much more we're about to experience. All right, we're gonna have to scurry a bit because I think the rain clouds want to develop. So let's look. We've got quite a bit of shell activity. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh man, look at this. Look at this this olive shell. Still missing the tip. If I could find a perfect one, oh man, maybe I'll keep it. Maybe, but I have so many perfect ones at home. Wow, I just threw this over next to another one. Look, that's crazy. There's just so many shells out here. Okay, so I see something. I see something. This one is in crazy good condition, just from looking at it from a distance. But when you unveil it, it doesn't really look that good a condition. But still, awesome find. You know they're here. Cool. Let's just keep looking. I don't know. Oh, another something. Look at that. Look at it's really in there. Wow. Wow, this one's kind of big. Look at that. Too bad it's missing most of its head. That's crazy. Somebody can have that. I see something else. I'm just gonna keep finding stuff. It's all over out here. Boom. This is a lightning whelk. It's what's left of it anyway. Not bad. Look at that spiral. Cool. What can we spot up here? I got the sun beating down on me right now, so it's really hard to focus because I'm really hot right now. But oh, look at this. Oh, what is that? It's one of those king crowns. It's kind of beat up. If I saw some bones, that would be sick. Oh, look at this lightning whelk. Dang, this one's in pretty good condition. Yes, sirree, it is. Not bad. Telling you, these are rare out here. These lightning whelks. So if you find one, it's worth keeping. I know we found quite a few so far. Look at this. Look at this olive shell. It's pretty big. Not perfect, but pretty big. Then there's this oyster. Look at that oyster right there. Huh. Cray cray. Okay. It is really hot right here. Look at this. I guess this white layer is just loaded with these lightning whelks. Look at this nice little flute of this lightning whelk. Okay, that is super petite and cute. So pretty. You bleach these and then you can put some fingernail polish on them if you want. Yeah, they come out real good. Let's look up top. Folks, looking down at all this bright white material is like blinding me. I can't barely see. There's something down here. Okay, what is that? This is ultra rare. If this were a Pokemon card, this would be the Charizard ultra rare gold card. Look at this thing. Look at that. That's so pretty. Dang. This is a special whelk here. Really, really pretty. I'm going to leave it behind for one of you. That's crazy. So nice. What's going on up top up there? I mean, this white is blinding me. I can barely see into my my camera, my phone. I know there's stuff up there. I just got to get up there. Okay, so wait a minute. There's stuff down here too. Look. Oh, what is this? What is that? Dang, that's sick. Sick. Excuse me. Whew. Wow. Dang. So there's more olive shells. Oh, this one. Wow, it actually has its tip. Holy smokes. Not in perfect condition, but pretty put together. Oh, another one of these beautiful shells. Wow, there's just so much to find out here, folks. I can't believe this, the luck we're having today. Okay, there was a moon shell. Boom. There's a moon shell right here. It's not in perfect condition, but it is here. Let's see what we can find up top here. I gotta try to get up there. Let's go ahead and scale. There's something big right there. I'm trying to grab at. Ooh, ooh. Can I get it? Oh, I'm sliding. There it is. It's one of them king crowns, but it's not in the best condition. See? Still, that's a fantastic shell. There's so many shells, folks. I'm not going to be able to grab them all and show you. Look at this. This is a good olive shell. Oh, what's that? I don't know if we just saw this or not, but I'm here for it. What's this? Wow, another olive shell. How many shells are out here? Look at it. Wow, that would have been a huge one of those super rare, beautiful whelks. Crazy. There's just lots of these little shells. I can't even mess with those. There's just too many. Oh, gosh, dang, look at this one. What? That is so good. I'm actually gonna have to keep this. I'm sorry, folks. I want one. I saw enough now to be comfortable with taking one. So I'm gonna pocket this. Okay, what else can we spot? Obviously, I see a bunch going on, but I can't do too much. Okay, so there is definitely up there an olive shell poking out of the side there, and I want to go grab it. Okay. Oh, look at that cockle shell. It's just jutting out. I don't know, I can barely see this camera, but it's somewhere in that frame. It's there. So let's go get it. We're gonna mess with that one first. Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't freaking breathe. Look at this. What is going on? Look at this. Another lightning whelk. Gosh dang, the lightning whelks are just abundant over here. This is the spot, folks. My gosh. Look, I'm pulling these I just barely reached over and I found 3 olive shells all right next to each other, and I'm like on this pile, barely able to sit still. Let's go mess with this cockle shell. Oh my gosh. Whew, I could barely get up here. And I'm physically, wow, dude. Oh my gosh, it's almost a complete half. Oh gosh. Folks, I never find these. I'm keeping this one. I'm sure somewhere in this state, people are finding these left and right, but I do not find these left and right. This is rare. I'm socking this one away. I'm sorry, but I have to do it for myself. Okay, the clouds. They want to move in on me. So I've got to keep it rolling. Let's move over here. Let's hope this thing, I know it's big. Dang it. It's not complete. Okay, so there are a lot of shells in here. There's another cockle over there. Oh my gosh. You see that? I know you see it. Gosh, I wonder if I should go just look at it. Let's just do it. Holy smokes, it's tough to get through here. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you see that? I have to figure out how to scale by this. Ooh. Okay, so that cockle is ready. Look at these layers, folks. This is crazy. Look at these layers. I mean, there's shells all over in here. Here. Ooh, about to fall. Okay, here's a really good moon shell. Look, there's a really good moon shell. These are really hard to come by in perfect condition. That one's pretty much perfect. Here's another one right here. It looks like it could be perfect. Sorry, my footing is really terrible right now. I keep sliding. I can't stay still. So here, look, here's a pretty perfect one. It's a little smaller. Okay, so there's that. Look at this. Okay, so that one's not in perfect condition, but still, those are fancy looking. We got to take a look. I know you want to see the cockle shell, but look. Oh, no. Okay, that was a big olive shell, but still. Let's look over here. Here's the cockle. Let's see what we got. Oh, this one is even better than the other one. Folks, that is crazy. I never find these cockles. Oh, I dropped it. How dare I? That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, that's amazing. What I see a fragment. What's that? A scallop. Man, if I could find some scallops, that'd be crazy. We don't really find those out here. What's that? Look at that. Oh, it's bigger than I thought. It's another lightning whelk. Dang. There are so many lightning whelks out here. Holy smokes, I've never found this many lightning whelks ever. Anywhere, not even in the Florida Keys. And they grow naturally down there. They're like all over the place down there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I think I need to scale back down. Oh! Okay, I gotta come back down because I see a whole bunch of shells down here. What? Look at the size of this moon shell. Dang, too bad it's not in perfect condition, but it is pretty close. Pretty freaking close, folks. Gosh, dang, this is nice. Look at all these shells. Oh my, what the? Look at this. Holy smokes. They're everywhere. What are we gonna do? Look, Just a whole pile of them over here, just sitting here. I don't know, man. I have a hard time leaving these out here. I feel like, are they gonna get destroyed if these guys need to take some material? Probably. But there's just so many. Holy smoke, look at a king crown. This one's got some spikes. Dang. Ooh, I got a hard time leaving these out here, folks. But you know what? Some of y'all better come out here and grab them because they're probably gonna get destroyed over time. Look at the size of this olive shell. Man, olive shell, moon shell. What the heck kind of rock is this? It's an interesting rock. You don't see rocks out here often, but man, this has some interesting colors. I don't know, I might have to take this rock with me. A scallop. What the heck kind of scallop is this? Look. Dang, that is a very beautiful scallop shell. I'm pocketing this, I'm sorry. Olive. King crown. Another king crown right there. Another king crown. Oh, look at this beautiful, I don't even know what to call it, but it's flat and it's super fancy and pretty and just, it's like almost like an angel wing type of shape. Beautiful. Whew. Folks, there are so many shells out here. I'm just lost. And there's just so much going on in front of me right now. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so massive for an olive shell. And guess what? It's in perfect condition. God, thank you. I am definitely taking this with me. Whew, this is so big. Look at all these shells. Look at them. They're everywhere. Look at that. Look. Complete chaos. Absolute chaos. What? Another lightning whelk? Oh my gosh. Look at this thing. I don't even know what that is. Crazy looking. Big and chunky and fanciful. Man, we are in the goods. It's crazy, folks. And there's so much over here. Oh, another. Oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe this. Look at this. Another one of those beautiful ones. Okay. There. Another king crown. Another olive. King crown. What is this? King crown. Oh. Another one of these beautiful white scallop looking shells. Yeah, they're here. Okay, so I don't want to step on any shells, but look at this thing. What is that? That would have been maybe a cockle or a scallop. I don't even know. But I'm telling you right now, I see another cockle shell up there. I just want to pull that one out because I've got the ones I want. There were two of them that I found. And whatever I find from now on, I'm just going to leave behind. Sorry. Ooh. Let's grab it. Let's see what we can grab. Oh no. Here it is. Boom. And it's in perfect condition. Perfect condition. This is a cockle shell. Unbelievable. That's really good. So cool. Well, quite literally perfect condition. We are just out here finding stuff oh yeah, everywhere I look, we're on it. Look, crazy. Look at the size. That would have been a very large lightning whelk had it stayed together. Look. More lightning whelks. More. Look at that. That's so pretty. Look, here's something else. Oh, just an old clam fragment. So if I go up there, I'm definitely gonna find stuff. I see it. I can see it from here. I'm just at a point now to where, oh, look at that whelk. That's a lightning whelk too. I'm just at a point now where I've seen so much that I'm ready to retreat. Rarely do you find an opportunity to, oh, that's a knobbed whelk. Okay, that's a knobbed whelk, but it's a big one. Yeah, rarely do you find an opportunity like this to find shells this abundant and of this size and quality. So basically this stuff just comes from underground. This was buried. Yeah, all over Florida. It's huge portions of Florida are like this. There's more whelks and more cockles. I see them all. Look, you can see them jutting out of the wall. Look, they're up there. That's where all this stuff's coming out of. It's just all over the place. Unreal. You can have a good time out here if that's what you're after. Look at that whelk. It's not full, it's not a whole whelk, but dang, that would have been a massive whelk had it stayed together. There's some good whole whelks up there. Man, I'm just gonna open my eyes a little bit more down here. Let's see what we can spot. Whew. This is the mother lode spot, folks. Mother lode. What else can we spot out here? Look at this giant. This would have been absolutely massive had it stayed intact. Folks, that is incredible. We've really gotten lucky today. Way more luck and way more shells than I was expecting to find. I don't even think I was hoping to find that many. Look at that. This is one of those really rare, beautiful ones, but my God, so pretty these shells are. You would want to bleach that one. Well, this is the first time I've been out here on camera. Okay, I had to discover this place years ago. You know, I was just backpacking out here one day and I came across this spot. And dang, look at this. Oh my gosh, they're just all over out here. You just can't miss. You just can't miss. So yeah, I was just backpacking out here and I came across these piles and started looking around and I found a lot of shells back then. And they've taken a lot of material since then too. But there's obviously still a boatload of new material that hasn't been searched. So if you're looking to find, yeah, you should be able to do really well out here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. That helps the channel grow. And at the top right of the end of this video, you'll see a link that'll take you to other experiences and adventures where I showcase to you different locations for finding different items, different crystals, different stones, different minerals, different shells, you name it. We're finding it. Thank you. Have a great day.